Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about mugwort and what a wonderful herb that is, especially for witches. But before we dive in, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path, and if you want to learn more about Wicca and witchcraft, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. And if you want to know where to start your witchcraft practice but you haven't really got a clue and you've got a whole lot of books and information and you just want to know how to put it all together, I have a roadmap for you. It's called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice. It's a video and the link is in the description field below this video. There's not many witches out there who haven't heard of mugwort. It's a herb that's often growing in many witches' gardens, and it's an incredibly useful herb, particularly if you're a witch who likes to do a lot of journeying and work with the unseen realms. It's a herb that has a slight psychoactive qualities to it, which can help you access greater perception. It can help connect you more with seeing things a little bit more clearly as they are. And so it's used a lot in shamanic journeying, and of course witches use it for journeying and all sorts of things. It's also known as cronewort. It belongs to the Artemisia family. This one, mugwort, is the Artemisia vulgaris, whereas wormwood, which is also related to mugwort, belongs to the Artemisia absinthia, and that's where absinthe comes from. But when it comes to working with the more psychic realms, we like to work with mugwort. It's named after Artemis, the goddess, and also associated with Hecate. Mugwort is an offering that you can give Hecate. You can give her dried offerings of mugwort, incense, the same with Artemis, using mugwort as part of your offerings. The things that it can do for you though, is it just helps you get in touch more with your psychic self, particularly if you're a person who lives in your head and you're very much in the mental realm, the intellectual realm. You may be somebody who isn't necessarily very connected to your more intuitive psychic side. So it's something you've got to get used to being connected to. These herbs, like mugwort for example, are just very legal and gentle ways to help you get in touch more with that side of yourself. And it also opens you up to receiving more divine guidance and having more of a connection to the deities that you may be working with, to the other realm, to the what we would call the non-physical realm, even though really there's no such thing as a non-physical realm because everything is energy. It's just that some energy is denser than others, and so we see things as tangible when really nothing is tangible. So these other worlds or these other places, these other planes, are really just a way of trying to explain a greater perception of what's out there that we can't see. Mugwort can help introduce you to that. So some of the things that we use mugwort for. Now, it is a plant that you can also use medicinally. I'm not going to talk about the medicinal aspects of it. I'm just going to talk more about the magical aspects of it because this is what you're going to be using it for. If you are interested in using it for medicinal reasons, I'm sure there are plenty of videos on YouTube that can help you out with that. It does help calm you down. It can help bring you into a state, an alpha wave state, bring you into a sense of calm the nervous system down. And that helps you connect more with your subconscious mind. And it also opens you up to listening to advice coming from your intuition. It enables you to channel information that's coming from source consciousness, gods and goddesses, and other helping spirits. It can help you tune into your intuitive guidance, your intuitive knowing, because it puts you in this relaxed state. When you're in an alpha wave state or a theta wave state, you're more connected to all and everything. You've got a much more expanded awareness when you're in that quiet state. Being in the beta wave state that we're in when we're out and about talking, we get up and we do stuff. I'm in a beta wave state at the moment. We actually shut off from a lot of the stimulation that's going on around ourselves, And we kind of need to do that to focus on what it is that we are doing externally. So it makes sense to shut things off, but we don't want to be shut off all of the time. So to connect with our intuitive selves, to connect with the divine and with deities, or to work with the deities, it helps to use a plant such as mugwort to help just bring us down into a calmer state and to expand our awareness and expand our perceptions. So if you're wanting to get better at divination, say scrying for example, mugwort is a great herb to be your companion to help you with that. Mediumship, if you are trying to channel or to speak to maybe people who have passed on, mugwort can help you out there. It sharpens your perception. So if you're just trying to become more aware, you might be learning how to see auras, for example. It can help you with that. It can help with memory. It actually helps clear your memory so that you have a better memory, believe it or not. So who would think that a herb like mugwort that is somewhat psychoactive can actually help you with your memory, but it can actually help you remember things and help you retain things as well if you're wanting to retain anything, like you're learning something. It helps connect you to your heart's desire, and how it does that is not only because it's connecting you to your intuition and it's also helping you connect to the divinity, it's also helping you tune more into yourself. When you're in that lovely, relaxed, calm state of mind and you are more perceptive about yourself and the world around you, it's much easier to find the truth within your own heart of your own being and also what it is you came here to do. We all came here with a purpose. We all came here wanting to do a number of things. There's lots of things that we do while we're here. But to understand what you're learning and experiencing and creating in this life and what you really came here to create can be really difficult at times because we're distracted by life, we're distracted by our programming and what other people and institutions tell us we should be wanting and doing with our lives, that we can lose track with our own heart's desire, and mugwort can help you connect to that. It can give you courage. So when you do find that heart's desire, that road that you're really meant to be walking on, it can give you then the courage to say, look, you know, this is what I'm here for, this is what I'm doing, and even if it scares me, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to step into my sovereignty, my sovereign being. I am my own authority. There are no other authorities but me. So I'm going to then step into my courage and walk this path. Mugwort can help you do that. And of course, working with goddesses like Hekate and Artemis can also help you do that as well. If you want guidance in your dreams, you can work with mugwort to help give you guidance. Lucid dreaming, if you're wanting to become clear in your dreams, so it's like you wake up in your dreams but you're still dreaming and you realize you're dreaming, which is pretty exciting when you first start realizing that. And then you can have some control over your dreams. And it's an interesting analogy because we're often told that we are living in a somewhat of an illusory existence anyway, and that life itself that we perceive to be real is like a dream, and that what we're doing when we're doing the spiritual work and the inner work is waking up to the reality of that dream and becoming lucid in that dream. So lucid dreaming is an interesting metaphor. If we can wake up when we're actually dreaming in the dream state, then we can also wake up to the truth of what's really going on in our so-called awake state. Looking at my list here, because there's such a big list with mugwort, because there's so much that it does, it's also protective. The Romans used to wear mugwort leaves in their shoes to help protect them from injury when they were going into battle or they were going into long journeys. They would use it to help them with energy if they were also going on a long journey. So you could try putting some mugwort in your shoes if you need more energy to help carry you on a long journey. Even maybe if you're an athlete or you do sport or you do dance or you do some sort of physical activity where you need the endurance to go through the day and to work through what you're doing, you could try putting some mugwort in your shoes and see how it goes. And shadow work. You can't go past mugwort for shadow work. It will help you connect to you, and it will help connect you to what you really think and what you really feel. And then you can start looking at it and going, well, how helpful is this to me? Is it helpful that I doubt myself? Probably not. Is it helpful that I see myself as being, limited? Probably not. And so you can understand more of yourself and work towards changing, not changing who you are, but actually exploring more and finding and unraveling who you are by working with mugwort. I would also recommend that you do work with goddesses like Hekate for shadow work, because she's incredibly good at helping you see what's going on in your psyche. Now, to work with mugwort, you're going to need to know exactly how to do this. You can use mugwort as a tea. So if you're going to go to sleep and do some dream work, then you can drink the tea before you go to bed. If you're going to do a journey, you could drink the tea before you do a journey. If you're going to do some divination practice, drink the tea. And I would give it probably about 15 minutes to half an hour if you're going to drink the tea. You want to let the tea sit for about, stew for about 10 minutes before you actually drink it. So make sure that it's got that more medicinal quality to it. So that's the dried herbs used as a tea. You can burn the leaves, the dried leaves, and use it as an incense. So you're connecting to the scent aspect of the plant. That can also help relax you and connect you to your intuition. So burning an incense might be the way to go for you if you're somebody who can handle the smoke. You can get mugwort oil. Very hard to get, but it can be made into an oil. So if you want to use the oil in aromatherapy practices, you can certainly do that. In the bath, you can either strain the herb itself, or you could put the fresh leaves in a warm bath, but you'd want to mash them up so that the chemical in the leaves actually does get into the water. I would recommend that you would put the herbs in like maybe a stocking or a Hessian bag or something, and just allow it to sit in the water for a good 20 minutes or so and bathe with it. You can also drink the tea while you're bathing, but make sure you don't fall asleep in the bathtub. Not good. And use it as, put it in a spray. So if you either make the tea and then strain it, put it in a bottle, a spray bottle, and use it as a spray. Or you can put the oil in a bottle and use that as a spray. And the spray will just help give you that energy in the space that you're in if you are going to be doing some sort of shadow work or inner work or divination. You could spray it around before you go to sleep at night. The only thing with the spray, of course, is it doesn't last very long. So you're really just maybe setting up the space. You could use the spray as a banishing spray to banish any negative energy before you go to bed or before you do a ritual or something like that. I would recommend that if you are really doing some work, you want to use either the oil as in an aromatherapy way, so put it in a burner, use the incense, or to have the tea, because they're the best ways to work with the herb when you're working with trying to open up your perception and become more aware of your environment and what's out there that you can't see, that you didn't know was there. This is all what the path is about. It's about realizing that what we think is real, what we think is here, isn't. It's nothing is as it seems. And a lot of what we've been told about the world is not true. So it's about going in and exploring all of these things for yourself and figuring out, what am I doing here, and how do I get the most out of the life that I'm living, and the Witchcraft path can certainly do that for you. If you want to learn witchcraft with me, do join up the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. It's a 12-month course. We're also a group of people who get together twice a month to celebrate the new and full moons over Zoom. It's especially for witches and Wiccans who are either new to the craft and you just want to get practicing, but you just don't know how to start or what to do because you're just so overwhelmed with what's out there and you want to practice with confidence. Or you could have been dabbling for a while or involved in the craft for a while, but you just want to make it a part of your life and really get into practicing it on a daily level so that you can really feel into that connection with nature, with spirit, and with yourself and with the divine. Because it's one thing to read about witchcraft, it's another thing to have it as your way of life. And that's what the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy is. It is to help you incorporate it into your life on a daily level. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.